I want to. Next honoree is Duane Brown, and accepting with Duane is wife Cindy. Duane was born and raised in northeastern New Mexico, about 50 miles from Oklahoma, 70 miles from Texas, and the Colorado border was his family's north fence. This part of the world was a hotbed for country and country music and western swing. Roy, New Mexico, a place Bob Wills spent time as a young man, was about 100 miles away, and there was no such thing as a country radio station. But the radio stations all played an hour of country music occasionally. The first two songs he remembers were Hank Thompson singing The Blackboard of My Heart and Green Light. He didn't know why, but the music excited him. Dances were very popular. There were a number of bands that played in his community, but the best was Eloy and the Troubadours. The leader, Eloy Gonzalez, a member of the Sacramento Western Swing Society Hall of Fame, began playing dances as a teenager. His lead guitar player, Lawrence Newton, was his guardian as well as a great guitar player. When Duane was learning to play guitar, Lawrence was his teacher. Duane did not know he was learning Western swing until later, but Lawrence always made him learn all those chords and play rhythm guitar while he played lead. Duane grew up with a love for Western swing, cowboy, and hillbilly music. It wasn't long before he realized his love for playing guitar would lead to a career of playing music. When Duane went to college in Las Cruces, he formed a band that quickly became one of the most popular bands in southern New Mexico. After graduation, he married his wife Cindy, and they moved to Vegas to find fame and fortune. After a year of no fame and less fortune, they moved to Lubbock, Texas, which was still a hotbed for Western swing and real country music. Soon after moving to Lubbock, he became reacquainted with one of his former neighbors, guitarist, songwriter, cowboy poet, and all-around great guy, Chuck Casamano. While living in Lubbock, Duane received a call from Eloy Gonzalez offering him a job with the Troubadours. It was like a dream come true working with the Troubadours, as they had been his musical heroes growing up. In 1980, Chuck asked Duane to join up with him and his cousin Stan Lark, as they were forming a new Western swing band called Willow Springs and moving to Reno, Nevada. He jumped at the chance, and they soon began rehearsing, coming to Reno in July of 1980. The greatest thrill of his life up to that point was getting to work 2 weeks with Hank at the Shy Clown. They soon landed a job at the Cal Neva Casino, where they backed up different well-known singers every weekend. Steel guitar great Ernie Hager was playing in the Shy Clown house band and soon became great friends. Ernie could play Western swing and jazz with anybody, and he was a tremendous friend and encourager. Duane spent many an hour with Ernie picking his brain and learning more steel guitar. When Duane's daughter started school, he quit the road. Duane became a full-time carpenter, part-time steel guitar player, but never lost his love for playing real music, the Western swing and country he grew up on. For the last 4 years, he's been a member of the great Western swing cowboy band, David John and the Comstock Cowboys. They play every Saturday and Sunday at the Bucket of Blood Saloon, Virginia City. Okay. Duane plays lead guitar and steel guitar and is having more fun than he's had in many years. The only new music they do, thank you, Duane, for saying that. The only new music they do is David's, and they play a lot of Bob Wills and Hank Thompson, Marty Robbins. Duane feels truly blessed to have been part of, to use his God-given talent to entertain folks and to be able to do something he loves so much. Duane Brown.
Well, thank you so much. It's quite an honor for a ranch kid from New Mexico. And I wasn't going to do this.
You silly boy.
Yeah, it's a lot more exciting than I really thought it was going to be. First, though, I'd like to thank my friend Dave Duane for nominating me. I'd like to thank the board for bestowing this honor on me. So many people have helped me through the years. We just heard some of them. There's a whole lot more. And I could never thank everybody and could never remember everybody that's helped me all these years. But my first memories, the first people that I need to thank are my mom and dad, who are both gone. But they both loved music. They both played music. My mom made me play piano. I didn't want to play that, so I became a guitar player. And my dad and mom were always encouragers. My dad thought I was the best guitar player in the world. I never really was, but he just encouraged me. My mom encouraged me, and I just grew up loving music and wanting to play it. Then when I was in Las Cruces going to college, I met this girl. She used to go with me to all the dances, and I was trying to learn to play fiddle. I'd go over to her house, and there'd be people there, and by the time I'd get the fiddle out of the case, they'd realize they had someplace else they had to be. And so she stayed there and listened to it, and I figured I better marry this girl before she gets away. Well, that was 46 years ago. We've been married for 45, and she's always been my number one supporter, my number one fan, and my rock. I could never have done half of what I've done in my life without Cindy's support. And I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now you're going to make me cry.
Thank you all so much. Music's always been the joy of my life, and it's just such an honor to be able to play. And I thank you all for putting up with me playing this weekend. I've had more fun than the law ought to allow. Thank you so much.
I want to.